Alright, hey guys, there was a new Humble Bundle that released yesterday, the Humble Down Under Bundle, and I just thought I'd share my thoughts on it. This will be very brief, but for $1 you get the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, Screencheat, Hand of Fate, and Satellite Rain. And let me tell you, this is a fantastic $1 tier, especially for games like Hand of Fate and Satellite Rain. The Beat the Average tier includes Hacknet, Hacknet Labyrinths, which is the DLC, Crawl, and Hurt World for $3.61, so just $2.60 extra for 3 games and 1 piece of DLC. And then the third tier, which is a little bit overpriced in my opinion, is $12 for Armello. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but this game was released in a Humble Monthly 2 months back, so I kind of feel a little bit offset by it being in another bundle so close. But Armello is like I would call it like a board game, a virtual like board game style strategy game, I guess, like fantasy strategy game. So it looks pretty interesting. You guys can check it out if you want, but in my honest opinion, I would not suggest getting the $3 tier. The other tiers are great though, especially the $1 tier. Just to say a couple of things about it, the Warlock of Firetop Mountain is another like board game style game. It's sort of like a D&D style where you have a little like piece and you're going through a dungeon and you fight various creatures in like a turn-based setting, and you have various options and so forth. It's kind of cool. So yeah, that's the Warlock. And then Screencheat is a multiplayer game. Me and my friends were playing this earlier, and honestly, we did not like it. It's a bit strange. It's a little bit gimmicky, at least in my opinion. Basically, what's going on here is you can see the other players' screens. It's a 4-player first-person shooter, and everyone is invisible. That's the big gimmick of the game. Everyone's invisible, and you have to look at other people's screens to see where they are at any given time, and then you have to shoot in that general direction that you look at that you see on their screen, and then hope that you hit them. It's a little bit annoying, at least we thought it was annoying, just because it was very hard to tell where the enemy players were, and also it's hard to keep track of all 4 screens at once, so you end up looking at one screen, and then you end up going after one player, and it's kind of unfair just going after the same player over and over again. But yeah, there's a lot of different weapons, there's a lot of different game modes as well, a lot of different mutators. It is fairly enjoyable, but it's not something you would play for like over 20 minutes. It is quite fun if you have friends to play with though. The third game, Hand of Fate, this is a mix of a bunch of different genres. It's essentially a roguelike action RPG mixed with a card game. So basically you like draw various cards and they give you like random modifiers and so forth, and it impacts your game. You get various weapons, skills, and then you go into these various battles and you fight various creatures. It's a very interesting concept, and I heard this game has very positive reviews, 91% positive, so there's been very good things said about this game, and I think this is a $20 game. Satellite Rain is also a $20 game, I believe. I think you can play this co-op with up to 4 players. I'm not entirely sure on that, but it does say it's multiplayer and co-op. It's a real-time strategy game. Looks very interesting, very cyberpunk style to it. Looks quite fun. I'm interested in playing it with my friends in the near future. I don't really know a whole lot more than that, but it looks like a enjoyable little strategy game. So yeah, moving forward, the second tier, Hacknet is a game where you're like hacking into terminals through like a console command type thing. So you're entering various commands and you're deciphering code. I haven't played it, but I'm not sure how much I would enjoy something like this. Seems like there's a lot of reading, a lot of learning involved. But if you're into coding or scripting or whatever, you might really enjoy this. It does seem like it has a pretty interesting story though. So that's Hacknet, and then DLC is pretty much the same. Crawl. So I don't know, I kind of am not interested in this game just because it's a local multiplayer game, and I never have people come over to play PC games, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to play this. But it's a game where your friends play as the monsters and you play as the adventurer, so it looks fun, but honestly I just don't have people to come over, and I know a lot of people out there don't have people to play locally, so it's kind of unfortunate. I wish they had online multiplayer, and then I would say a little bit better things about it, but it does look like quite a fun experience. Hurt World, if you guys are not familiar with Hurt World, this is very, very similar to Rust, although not as polished, not as far developed. even looking at this trailer, you can definitely get a sense of old Rust. And I used to always play Rust, and Rust is a survival game where you have to well, Hurt World is a survival game where you have to go around collecting resources. You build up a little base, and then you go raiding, killing other people for their stuff, and capturing their bases and so forth. So yeah, it looks like a fun little game, but this was also in a Humble Monthly many months back, so I already owned it. But if you don't already own Hurt World, for $3.60, it's definitely worth a pickup, especially if you have friends to play with, and me and my friends might play it in the future. So yeah, that's the whole bundle, the Humble Down Under bundle. Just all that I know about it, pretty much. I'm not like a master of all these games, but just my personal thoughts. You do get a little bonus as well, the Satellite Rain soundtrack. And quickly, just to mention, the Humble Monthly for next month includes Quake Champions, The Elder Scrolls Online, and The Elder Scrolls Legends of Heroes, which is like a card game. So basically the Elder Scrolls Online, and you get access to Quake Champions. So kind of cool little early unlocks. If you are interested in subscribing to the Humble Monthly, it's $12 a month, and there'll be probably around 6 to 7 other games that will be released at the end of this month or at the beginning of next month, and you'll get those games too. So yeah, if you're interested in that, there'll be a link in the description below. There'll be a little referral link if you guys want to help me out. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.